every time I read anything about the Shining Path, either critically or in favor of them, I'm like, this just sounds like it's really a cult. Um, and probably kind of still is, because they're still vaguely around. Austin Redguard was a
Oh yeah.
was a Shining Path thing, but Austin Redguard's not really around anymore, are they?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Um.
Yeah. They they did that like officially disbanding thing a while ago, but also like I still see that same graffiti around. So
Right.
which don't get me wrong, like some of the like just like, hey, we're gonna do like a hammered sickle and like general strike now, like fucking yeah, absolutely, that kicks ass. The stuff where it's like real esoteric, like long live Chairman Gonzalo. I don't think that's buddy. I'm sorry, I don't think that's gonna animate the working class.
Right. I mean, the Gonzaloites did what I think, like, when in Peru, one of the things that they did, like before, killing natives and things, was they, as like everyone was getting like riled up and ready because like there was a military coup in Peru. What they did was, instead of like trying to, get people to understand Marxism and things, they nailed stuff to like like pole, like electric poles and stuff that were like down with Deng Xiaoping. And it's like,
oh my god,
it's like, buddy, you need to like most Peruvians are just not gonna even know who Deng Xiaoping is,
and most Americans are gonna know who Chairman Gonzalo is.
Yeah, it's just like, you gotta talk about material things, like you really do.
Yeah, it's like, okay, no, I'm very, very invested in this, fucking decades old, like, infighting between like two very specific flavors of communists I've never heard of. That takes precedent over the fact that I cannot pay rent.
Yep. I mean, it really does.
I'm glad you're finally getting it.
Yeah, finally.
Uh-huh.
I think that on my journey, capital J journey, by the way, because it's important. I think that's really the thing I failed to realize, was that like just like communism, leftism, whatever, is not about like helping anybody. It's about like starting shit with like.
It's about being right.
It's about being right and starting shit about people who like interpret books very similarly, but like just a little bit different from you.
I
mean, I think that's why I think, honestly though, I think that's why I like Dr. Asada Bayir, because he looks at things very holistically and in context of America now. I was like, I appreciate someone who calls themselves a Stalinist, not just quoting Stalin and being like, and this is why he was right. And it's like, but what about me now? It's like, no, but this is why Stalin was right. It's like, no, but what about me now, Dr. Bayir? No, but Bayir does a very good job about that.
Yes, I like Astar Bayir a lot.
He's a little cringy though. Every once in a while
he's like what, 60, 70?
But he posts, well, it's because he posts like dad stuff, and I'm like, that's right.
He's an older like communist professor with a big white beard and white hair, and it's nice to hear both like older dad jokes and like this is this is great.
No, I love it because it humanizes him so much, which I think we need a lot more of when we talk about like communist thinkers. We need to humanize them, because I would say communism has had a tendency to maybe do some cult of personality. Even Mao talked about that a little bit, how there was a cult of personality coming up around him in his time. He's like, hey, stop it.
Yeah, cut it out.
So all communist thinkers post dad jokes. Talk about cringy stuff on Twitter. Post pictures of the fish that you caught.
Yeah, just post pictures of whatever it is you do with.
Well, okay, Dr. Bayir can't do that because apparently at some point, people were calling him Dr. Ass Eater.
That rules.
And he was like, well, I have been known to. And I was like, you're a professor. You can't be putting this shit out there.
No, you must absolutely do that.
Everyone's going to know you as Dr. Ass Eater.
That's unfathomably.
Here's the thing. I would not.
Dr. Ass Eater.
If I was at Riverside City College and took his econ class knowing that he eats ass and how handsome he is, I would not be able to look him in the face.
You're goddamn right you wouldn't.
Just not be able to it would be too distracting.
You would crumble in the presence of a god.
Are you saying his looks and sexuality are discriminatory to gay kids?
Yeah, because I would stop paying attention. I would stop paying attention to his class immediately.
Or maybe you'd pay
get such
extra attention because of all the like tutoring you go for that you're disappointed at the end. It's just tutoring because he's a professional.
See, no, tutoring is something you don't want to happen while you're eating ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a big mess.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Could just be like an unpleasant little interruption. Could be a harbinger of worse things to come.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's a real big mess.
So we have Bo on record advocating against talking during sex?
No!
Fuck communication. The worst thing that could happen is if someone explains what they want or you do or what you're doing.
It's a fart joke, I promise.
Well, speaking of big, huge messes, Pride Month is coming very soon.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Pride Month, historically, historically not you. You know, we have to think of our
we're materialists. We talk about
we have to think about and remind ourselves of our wonderful history
of our elders
fighting for the the liberation of queer people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the time Pride Month rolls around, you can have read Bad Gays, so I highly suggest it because I talk about that a lot.
There's the obligatory Bad Gays plug.
They're not paying me. I just love those boys so much. It's a
very good book. It's a good book, good podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. But
don't tell them, but I have not listened to the podcast yet.
Egads.
I mean,
I'm working on another podcast at the moment.
Well, regardless,
I'll get there. I will. You know how many podcasts I churn through?
I mean, I
do not want to be alone with my own thoughts,
dude.
Well, since Pride Month is coming along, we are going to see a huge amount of rainbow washing this year, and probably one of the worst years for queer people in general. Yay! So, what are I bring to you as part of our cold open? What are some of the most egregious rainbow washing symbolic gestures that we will see this year?
God, we're playing a game. We're predicting what the gay TM for this year is going to be.
I already have in mind what I'm going to.
Well, of course you do. You invented the segment.
But what about you two, Bo? What about you? What do you believe the most egregious rainbow washing we'll see?
I think Liberty University is overdue for I think really just hey, we're here, we hear you, we see you, we are watching your every communication, and you are not allowed to do any of that gay shit in the dorms. So
we're here. You're queer.
Yeah,
we've tapped your phone.
We're here. You're queer. Do not get used to it. We will not let you normalize this. They're doing Pride Month, but being that Pride is a sin, yada yada is their whole justification behind it.
Well, that's not a good one.
Fucking sucks. No, it's not. But I could see it being a thing that happens. As a famous masturbator once said, why the fuck would anything good ever happen? That's all he's known for. I'm going to take that masturbation in a very neutral context.
Well, Charlie, what do you think some of the most egregious rainbow washing is?
There's going to be some sort of platform, some sort of app that debuts in this next month, purporting to help people get to Pride or to help people feel good about themselves. But functionally, what it does is it allows you to go to Pride and get microloans through the app to pay for the things at Pride, and you can know that 50% of all of the interest rates will go to a gay whatever. So just use this app. So,
a gay whatever. Yeah.
Let me refine this. It's going to be an app where you pay through it at Pride, and they'll donate some of it to who knows where. But it's basically
just probably.
Yeah, it's going to be it's basically just going to be a pass through to allow companies to buy shares of gay market transactions. Shares of gay market perfectly rational market gays. So so companies will be able to do that, and then the amount of shares that they buy in the total whatever as investors going in they receive that share of whatever going out as a way to have some of their money funneled back to them, but in a way that it goes to a charity also for tax purposes in full, even though only some of it is. There's something going on here where they're going to be laundering. The gay body will become a place of laundering effectively tax dollars. And it's going to be done through like fucking microloans or like instant rebates on purchases or something. You scan the thing, you do whatever. You're probably on the hook for a few more bucks than you wanted. It might bankrupt a few people, and they're going to debut this. And I don't know if it's just going to be like, is this just like a Google Pay kind of thing within? I don't think people are going to go for that. It's got to be some like, not like in the way that ride hailing destroyed taxis. You have to find an area of the economy for, maybe it's just bars, maybe it's just beer. They're just gonna like.
Could be.
Their gays don't drink beer. I'm like the only gay person that drinks.
I really love every year you see like the fucking like Bud Light with the rainbow along the bottom of the can. It's like nobody's fucking buying this.
Yeah. Well, I do.
If you drink Bud Light, you're a heterosexual.
But also, there,
or at least het passing.
There's a whole bunch of angry, like turfy heterosexuals who aren't buying beer that entire month, which is probably good for them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you got to drink a lot to cope with being a turf.
Yeah.
True.
I hope so, at least. I hope that in her enormous like spooky castle she lives in, that we have the address for. You can Google that. It's free. J.K. Rowling is just like constantly like doing like a Castlevania Dracula thing where she just dashes glasses of wine across like really any available.
Just has an entire wine cellar just divided up by the room it's going to be smashed
into the ones to smash, ones not to smash. Yeah.
It's really sticky in there. It's just really gross.
It's not because she spilled any wine, though.
No.
No.
It's sticky for other reasons.
It's sticky for worse reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, I done spilled me wine, I did.
It's, that's pretty much it.
That's how British terms say.
Yeah, that seems good. So
this is what I believe.
Okay,
is going to be what's going to happen, and we'll close the cold open with this. So we're going to have Jonathan Van Ness,
of course.
Okay,
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh. Ellen the Generous.
At a ribbon cutting.
Oh.
At Raytheon.
Oh.
For the new rainbow rocket.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yes, Queen Slay. Anyone who opposes U.S. interests in the Middle East.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Yeah, it only took us fucking 20 minutes to get around to that.
I'm Dennis, he, they.
I'm Bo, he, him. And dear listener, you may have have missed out on, depending on whether we leave it in or not, as some sort of accursed second cold open.
Well, I mean, thank you now for having to have. Well, now that you've referenced it,
now it's lore.
Always doing this to me. You keep referencing things to force me to leave them in.
No,
or
I mean,
it could just be like a fun little Lost on the Cutting Room Floor thing.
I mean, we used to post. We used to post Cutting Room Floor stuff onto the Patreon, and I feel like
here and there, that's just because we don't have Cutting Room Floor stuff anymore. Like they just get the
y'all get all the
raw,
you get every fucking bit of like what would otherwise be little hot dog meat. Yeah, totally.
I feel like we should probably save up a bunch of Cutting Room Floor stuff
and put less hot dog or put more hot dog meat out there. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
What's the ratio of hot dogs to like just?
Well, how about we have our last host introduce herself?
Yeah, that might be good.
No, fuck me.
Who?
Hi, I'm Charlie. She, her. Fuck me.
There we go.
Welcome to the Psychic Dolphin Garage, everybody.
Yeah, the podcast you should have had headphones on.
if you're listening to this just out loud on the bus, you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh man, you were braver than the you were braver than the soldiers.
Absolutely. Which soldiers? Just in general.
Yep. United States Army.
I want to give I want to give a shout out to everyone else on the bus right now. Hey, bus folks, you rock.
Yeah. Hey, bus folks, why aren't you also listening to the podcast just of your own volition? This person's out here doing the grind, fucking advertising for us free of charge.
Well, here.
And we appreciate that.
Psychic
all you other fucking ingrates are getting free.
Garage.
Well, it's free podcast regardless.
You got it. Okay, Google, download Psychic Dolphin Garage. Hey Siri, download Psychic Dolphin Garage.
I can't believe nobody's thought to do this before.
Alexa, subscribe me to Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Wow. I can't believe we fucking cracked the code.
There we go.
We're gonna get so many new listeners.
We're gonna go. It's the first.
So many.
Ooh, we might have accidentally just created some sort of like cum joke Skynet when this is what the AI is trained on.
It's not Skynet. It's a much more nefarious version of like a hostile AI takeover. It's a gray goo.
Gray goo.
Yeah, hence the cum.
Why is your cum gray?
Nanosperm.
Can I ask you that?
Because I'm tired, all right?
They're tired or you tired?
I'm tired of society's unhealthy beauty standards. I'm sorry I'm not just shooting like velvety alabaster ropes. Sometimes it's a little more like a sad gravy.
Ew.
You know, that like you go to a diner, it's the only thing open, you're in some shitty town on a road trip. It's 3 a.m. You can smoke cigarettes inside. In fact, you have to. You're not allowed to not be smoking in this place.
It's true.
And you know, the gravy's just this kind of off gray color.
We would describe it as dark white or light
apparently.
black. Dark white or light black.
You're straight blast and ranch. Like there's little bits of like seasoning in there.
No. That's awful.
Oh God.
Anyway,
picturing a product on the Target shelf.
Thank you, Target, for sponsoring this episode.
It's teeth whitening, but for cum.
Genius.
Do you put it at the tip of your dick?
You swab it in there.
Yeah, you swab it. Yeah, it's like a daily thing. You have to swab the inside of the tip of your dick to make sure there's nothing there throwing off the coloration.
There are people who are into sounding who just love that.
Yeah. This is for them.
The thing it is the size of a Bic ballpoint pen.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You made that real there, bud. You made that real in a way I was not ready for.
Sounding is one of those things that when you describe it to people, they're just like, well, I need you to stop the conversation.
Look, I don't kink shame. Well, I do, but you know,
only about the ones worthy of shame.
Only about or whatever happens to be funny at the moment.
Like anything I think about.
But no, for sounding, it's more like just a mirror neurons kind of thing where I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, count me out, buddy. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
You can feel it. I've had a catheter put in and taken out more than once. Like I know what it feels like. Put something into fucking urethra. I hate it. It's awful.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Anyway,
we have some quick headlines. So some quick headlines. We don't have a main story of the week because I thought our Hogwatch could be our main story, so we could talk about that a little bit.
Let's watch them hogs.
But anyway, but we're gonna get through our quick headlines first.
Okay. I know people are gonna be disappointed that the show does not follow the format. It always follows for sure.
We're known for being a format heavy show. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We're known for our strict adherence to a structure.
I mean, we try.
We're really
this
a
week
deconstruction podcast, actually.
Yeah, it's
really highbrow shit.
It's the fucking you just leave all the parts of the podcast out on a plate and charge like an extra $10 for it. There you go.
It requires 2 emotionally traumatized teenagers to pilot this podcast, and they have to be replaced regularly in order for our world to survive.
So this weekend, John Mulaney surprised guests at his comedy show with an appearance of Dave Chappelle, and the audience was very upset.
I'll bet that's not a guy you want to be in a room with because, as a millionaire.
Yeah. Tim Heidecker responded on Twitter.
Good for Tim. We love Tim.
He responded on Twitter saying that his tour won't have any surprise transphobes on it.
Unfathomably based, Mr. Heidecker. Thank you.
Like one, that's cool. Two, no, you're fuck no, they're gonna show up now because you're daring them.
Oh, I mean, no, he's been on this specific bit for a while now of just like intentionally
I know. I'm saying
far right weirdos. It's great.
No, I know, but I'm saying that, like, okay, so he goes on the internet and says there will be absolutely no surprise transphobes at my show. So what do you do as an epic edgelord who can get out of the house, of which there are some? You go to the show and you start being transphobic in the middle of it.
I think he meant, like, as
what
someone
he meant
who's
as doing a bit.
Yeah.
That sounded like real concern.
Yes, and me, Dennis. Jesus. Just explaining to me, hi, I noticed you're telling jokes. You're doing bits in our show. I don't know if
you're doing jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about transphobia, a serious topic that, I thought of all people you might be a little more worried about or impacted by in some way that would lead you to say, take this a little more goddamn seriously. They don't call us Psychic Dolphin Garage because we just fuck about.
All I'm saying is that sounded a little less of a bit and more of like actual concern. Anyway.
No, that's what makes it a good bit, is I'm in character.
I think we have different definitions of what bits are.
You want to do fully ironic bits. I want to inhabit characters together.
What is a bit? A miserable little pile of riffs.
Charlie's here doing
coward.
Charlie's here doing Stanislavski bits while I'm over here trying to be a clown.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the real clowns is society. Have you considered that?
I would say it's probably our audience at this point.
Have you considered
anybody who's still listening after 5 minutes of this exact conversation?
Anyway.
Actually, anybody who's listening after 30 seconds of this conversation.
This is a good time to jump in and say, hey, if you want to support us, leave a rating and review on the podcatcher you listen to, and tell us what your favorite thing we do that would make it impossible to listen to as a show is, and we'll read it on the air.
Well, anyway, I need to continue with these quick headlines, as they were meant to be quick.
That's not how this works. It's never how it's going to work. But,
I do love,
I mean, at some point, we're going to get you either on caffeine or Adderall, and less weed, and maybe one
this
day
is the
they'll
beauty
actually
of we are the first asymmetrical multiplayer podcast where there is one team of two just absolute dipshits and one team of one person trying to keep it together desperately. Oh God, please, someone release me from this.
The quick headlines bit. Is it was it Super Mario 64 where the swimming noise got really intense and scary as you almost drowned?
Sonic.
Was it Sonic? Oh yeah. It's the Sonic
games
noise
where you could drown.
Well, no, but specifically it's the Sonic one. Bo knows what I'm talking about. The entire quick headlines thing will just be like that, where it's just starts off as sort of a just faster and faster and faster until it's just one long line, and we have to just stop because we failed.
Anyway, what's up next? What else you got, Dennis?
The U.S. is
my smart and handsome co-host that we need to just like assuage at this point.
The U.S. is in talks to import German baby formula to combat the shortage that's happening here in the United States. Babies' lives are a part of the free market, according to Pete Buttigieg, a man who just had 2 children via surrogate. And most Republicans also agree with this.
Yeah, via the market.
Damn. And all of this could have been avoided if there were tighter regulations or, I don't know, maybe nationalization of baby food. Just a thought.
That'd be pretty based, yeah.
So you literally want to feed
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't.
Do you know what Stalin would do to a baby?
Feed it.
But then after that, do you know what he'd do to a baby?
I thought you said Solomon, and it was like, didn't he threaten to split one in half?
Cut them in half, yeah.
That's twice as many mouths to feed. God damn it.
I should have known. Stalin, Solomon, they're so almost similar.
Yeah.
They'll cut your baby in two.
There's a rich vein of historical analysis here.
A rich vein bleeding out on the ground because the baby was split in two.
Damn, it's
because
true.
because you really have to admire the audacity of that guy as the judge, because what if neither of those two women was the mother and they were just both screwing over a mother?
He just whiffed it and slices a baby in twain. Again, for the bit.
Yeah. These could have just been two people who were fighting over a baby. Like
we'll never know.
As often happened in ancient times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you just find babies places and you think,
oh shit, free baby.
In like 6 months, that's gonna be able to push a plow.
Yeah, this kid's gonna do some solid work.
I actually think that is kind of what people did, right? You just found a baby on the ground, you're like, hey, free baby.
Like 90% of Bible stories are like, I found a baby, hey, free baby.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely Moses. Like yeah, a lot of babies being just like put down river or whatever the equivalent of like flushing it down the toilet.
I mean, if you think about like Jesus, like he's the ultimate hey, free baby.
Yeah.
but that's not like, oh, this baby is sad and lost. It's more like,
hey, free baby.
Hey, free baby.
COVID's not over yet. If you didn't know, most metropolitan cities have seen surges in cases. I think all three of us live in
unfortunately
what are considered metropolitan
I'm in a metropolitan
areas.
area. We're watching that thing just sort of. We're actually doing for the most part fucking sewage testing, so we're getting decent data now, like preempting the spike, because I mean it already happened, but it's not like lagging 2 weeks behind. Now it's like a couple of days behind, which is really cool to see. But also now I get to see that it's just constantly spiking.
It's great.
In LA alone, there were 3,000 new cases this Friday, and that's the thankfully that's the metropolitan area. So it's a much smaller number, but that's still a lot of people.
Well, it's a good thing.
That's more than a hospital.
Well, it's a good thing that entire city is just sort of separated into like single person sized metal cubes.
Yeah,
like, no one will transfer it to anyone because you'll all just be sitting on the highway together with the windows rolled up.
So great. But that's not the only sickness that we have to worry about. Monkeypox is on the rise. It's a rare and not very contagious.
In monkeys?
But in humans.
In people.
Okay. But there has been at least one case in the U.S. so far in Massachusetts. This, as of reporting this, there might be some more at this point. But experts in Germany are saying not to panic, but be cautious, while Biden is saying we might need to panic.
No. What do you know, Joey?
So... just maybe hug a little less, feel a little bit more lonely. But
stop going to the zoo and sharing your bananas. That's what I'm gonna have to fucking do now.
Yeah. I mean that is your pastime.
That is literally all I do outside of this podcast. I don't have a job. I just fucking go to the zoo and kick back with my bros. All right. I return to monkey.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is just cracking open some chilled bananas with the boys. So that's heartbreaking news.
But you crack them open from the bottom because you're a monkey.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Because you gotta open it up from the. Every time someone fucking opens up a banana on the internet and they're not opening it up from the bottom, there's a million fucking comments just being like, "Oh, you didn't do it the right way because monkeys do." I'm not a monkey.
You sure?
Fuck you.
Are we sure that we're not?
I'm a monkey. I'm a monkey at heart.
Here's the thing: if you looked at me without any clothes on, you would expect I might be part monkey without how much hair covers me, but no, I'm not monkey.
But maybe we all are. Like, aren't we all stardust though? Like, isn't a monkey also just stardust?
Whoa, you're really getting some insights here. Yeah.
Charlie has returned to monk. Well, those are our quick headlines.
Cool.
Why not we check out our tweet of the week though?
Yeah, tweet of the week.
Tweet.
I thought this one was great.
Yeah, no. This is a fun one. I love the ones where we get to be mad at. Did we record us saying that it was exhausting, that on the internet it was annoying to just yell about different brands of like communism or whatever?
Yeah, we talked about that.
We recorded that.
Okay, well, we're going to do that now because it's actually good and fun. But we're going to do it to the group who it should be.
Yeah, we're the only
to.
people who are smart and cool enough to do it, obviously.
Right. So our tweet of the week this week comes from our comrades over at CPUSA Louisiana. Hey, comrades over in CPUSA Louisiana. They tweeted out that CPUSA is and always has been the party of Landback.
It's true.
Which is great. And then they tweeted some along with that, they had some quotes from Gus Hall and William Z. Foster, who were chairmen, and I believe Foster founded, I think, CPUSA. I think Gus Hall might have been a little too young at that point. Yeah, he was 59 to 2000. Yeah, so he was not a founder. Gus Hall said, does someone else want to read one of these quotes?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
There is another group of Americans, indeed the original Americans, whose oppression is in some way the worst of all. These are the Native American Indians. Confined to reservations, denied many rights of U.S. citizens, robbed of their birthright by broken treaties, they have moved onto the stage with strong protests against their exploiters. The struggle for the rights of all these millions of Americans is essential to the fight for a united working class.
Great. Yeah. I'll go ahead and read this next one. It's a little long. National tendencies are also strong among the Indian peoples of this hemisphere. As we have seen earlier, the Indians, like the Negro peoples, have fought valiantly to preserve their way of life. For over 4 centuries, they have faced the overwhelmingly military and economic power of white invaders. The latter sought not only to subjugate the Indians militarily and to enslave them economically, but also in many countries to exterminate them culturally and physically. In the United States and Canada, this campaign to destroy the Indians and their whole regime took the insidious form of wiping out all Indian institutions and of absorbing the remaining Indian physically into the white population. That was William Z. Foster.
They're as the CPUSA presidential candidate back when they were doing self-determination for the black belt and shit.
Yeah,
in the 20s, 30s. It was awesome.
And Charlie, do you want to read the last one?
Sure. Also from William Z. Foster, quote, "After the birth of the United States Republic, the pressure against the Indians increased. They were even more brazenly robbed of their lands and systematically forced further and further west. Within the next 2 generations, the main groups of Indians were driven across the Mississippi. Then, they were ruthlessly defeated in wars on the plains, and finally, by 1800, they were rounded up in the present system of reservations or enlarged concentration camps. The Indians engaged in many sharp struggles in their gradual retreat before the ever-swelling tide of white immigrants, settlers, and soldiers, but their resistance was futile." End quote.
It reminds me of a quote from one of my favorite writers, someone who really inspired me to think more consciously about my Indian self as being someone who is mixed white and native. Gloria Anzaldúa, she famously said, "This land was Mexico once, was Indian before and always." Something like that. That's a misquote, probably, but it was Indian before and always. It'll always be ours. But this was also retweeted by New Amatua, who is a Quechua Amara Indian, who has basically been saying quite a lot that the big issue with the anti-Landback communists here, and I put communist in big, huge quotes.
This is huge crossover with the patriotic communists, the people we can dunk on because they suck.
Right. But the issue has always been, because the patriotic proletariat will say that it's an immaterial issue, but clearly
land in America isn't
the acquisition of land and active dispossession of that land from the people who lived on it. Nah, that doesn't have anything to do with actual material life. Fuck you.
That's like an anti understanding of history. That's not even ahistorical. That's just completely the opposite of what is real.
Right. So they'll argue that it's amaterial or lacking material, which obviously is false because it's land.
They're calling it idealism to be we want a nation that was deliberately and specifically subjugated for being that nation to be allowed to exist and flourish on its own terms.
But one of the issues...
Is that what they're saying? No, that's a question. Is that what they're saying?
I believe so. I believe more or less.
Oh my god, that is absolute batshit.
But the Gus Hall, obviously, and William Z. Foster, and I talked about him with Bo before while we were recording, but Mariátegui in Peru wrote about how one of the big issues, the material issue regarding Indians here in the United States and just the Americas in general, has been the lack of or the colonizers' disregard for the treaties that were written between the two peoples. because the colonizers did not view, my ancestors as like actual governments, when we know that was very far from
people,
the case. Right.
Yeah.
Far from the truth, very complex governments and in many parts of America, and in many ways influenced Marx and Engels. And we know this now to be mostly correct. There might be some more stuff that needs to be studied about this sort of stuff, but it's just it's hard to look at like the issue of Landback and say that this is not a material issue. I mean, even in the USSR, Lenin and Stalin did their own version of what we would consider Landback regarding the ethnic minorities of all the parts that Russia colonized.
Yeah, like there's a lot of really interesting shit about like how they designed governments around, designed the USSR around like how to make sure, historically, historically oppressed nations have representation within, a like socialist government structure such that their veto is meaningful.
Right. So,
and that's actually something we can like maybe one of the reasons you're not supposed to learn about the USSR is because you might start like thinking about that and applying those ideas to, say, America in the modern day.
I mean, but these proletariat patriots who seem to love Stalin quite a bit don't really, I guess, really like Stalin or think.
No, they really don't like Stalin.
Yeah, I mean, like I had said before, is like we do need to sort of look at things from the past in context now and sort of like change it to be, better for us. Contemporary in our contemporary time.
You mean some sort of like a dialectical method of addressing things in a concrete manner?
I maybe wouldn't say dialectical. I would say just like,
oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, no, you said
you're just being a little stinker. Sometimes dialectics is being a little stinker.
And that's being material.
It's the stinker serious dialectic. You see,
yeah. But I mean, it's just very clear from the get-go the way that Native Americans have been treated here in the Americas has been an issue for socialists because, again, it's just you can't materially look at the lives of Native Americans and say, well, it's fine how it is now, and we're not going to really do anything about it once we establish socialism.
And beyond that too, like, again, going to the historical side of like the primitive accumulation like that took place in Europe, like obviously targeted, like the commons and serfs and stuff like that. The primitive accumulation that took place in other parts of the world was just like, hey, whoever's living here, this is our shit now. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you've got any problems with it, we will genocide you. So
I mean, even like it's, again, they just don't really look at history, because even Mao helped to like unite different ethnic minority groups in China. It was a very big thing.
It's almost as though you have to do that.
No, I just want the meme versions of various historical leaders. I don't want to like, I want the version of I want the version of Stalin who rolls coal. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got in the mail actually the like all of the writings of Stalin, like I said I was going to, and I read some of them.
Oh, cool.
And I love what a messy bitch that guy is, because some of it's like
he writes some silly little letters. Again, the silly serious
he's
thing.
I mean, just like I was just reading like one part of like his speech, like it's just a transcription of a speech that he did to the Central Committee about how much he goddamn hates Trotsky and wants to kick him the fuck out of the party because he's being a bitch. Like he's just being so spicy, and it just being like, well, I thought that this is what Trotsky said, but it seems when you look at the things he now says, he's being a complete asshole and disingenuous and breaking all of our rules. But the problem is that every point, like, I don't know the historical context, so I'm not saying Stalin is right, but based on like taking Stalin at his word, his points are very correct and good. Like,
well, from my understanding, Stalin and Trotsky kind of agreed on a lot of things, but they were both very petty in the way they're like, but this is how I would have done it. Which is just, I kind of love a historical messy bitch.
Yeah, no, me too. It's gonna be real fun to go through those.
That I want to read his his happy birthday letters to like
everyone.
Yeah, to everyone, because he wrote to everyone, even the capitalist pigs.
It's just what you did back then.
Yeah.
It was the polite thing to do.
You send a card even if you don't really see each other all that often. It's just the thing your grandma taught you. It's just a
nice thing to do.
Your grandmother Stalin.
Grandma Stalin.
Yeah. And we stand a queen.
We stand a comrade.
Yeah. No. I think Stalin would have no problem being called a queen. just kicking me into the dirt like, you fucking monarchist pig. Also, you fucking faggot.
Also that. Yeah. Because let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real.
It was the early first half of the 20th century. I mean,
that's one of the things that we don't have to take into.
I always love when like people try to treat that as like an own, and it's like, yeah, it was the 1950s. Like people thought like eating cigarettes by the fistful was healthy. Like, of course, it's totally not surprising he was a homophobe.
Yeah.
Also, I don't particularly care.
I mean, everyone kind of was.
Yeah, but also like that was a distinct rolling back of protections and
yes, like we do have to put that into context. Is that it was?
What now? You're saying I have to like talk about history and shit? Fuck you.
yeah, fuck you.
Everyone should
welcome
read.
Back to fighting over history.
Yeah, read Sherry Wolf's Sexuality and Socialism. It's boring, but it puts a lot of stuff into context,
like any good book does.
You're gonna learn something. Sorry.
I mean, I found the pamphlets from the early USSR talking about like just transness, very interesting. I thought those were cool.
Yeah.
Like talking about being trans in like literally 1920 from a Russian doctor. Very cool.
Yeah. We love it.
We love it.
Like basically, when it comes to the Soviet Union and the fact that they were instrumental in kicking the Nazis' ass, like you can also reverse that and think anything that the Nazis hated and they historically actually tried to get rid of, the USSR was probably like fine with it or doing it, actually, instead of what the Nazis did, which is burn knowledge of it. So, they burn a queer.
Exactly.
If for every queer book they burned, a queer book was read by someone, and I don't know. They burned a lot of queer books. I don't want to say that.
No. Stalin was at the right in Omegaverse fanfic, which, as we know, is the highest form of representation. And
I mean, I guess
looking at the USSR, this has real Homestuck vibes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
It means something.
If Stalinists have to give anything to Trotsky, it was that he was cool with the gays, and that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing they'll give him.
Oh, that's a nice pick, but
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Well, we're talking about Hogwatch now.
Right.
Hogwatch.
Before you go into that, can I say something about the tweet?
Yes.
Did you see the Louisiana Communist Party's tweet from like a day before that one that you mentioned, in which they're like, it should be clear to everyone by now that Haas and his followers are not socialists of any sort. They are in fact fascists, and we reject all attempts by Nazbol opportunists to wreck the communist movement with hate and division.
I mean, hey,
and the entire thing was just a breakdown of why we hate Infra Haas, and I thought maybe that's the one we were going to talk about because it rocks.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do love like just basically, hey, here's this very, again, what we were saying earlier of like, oh yeah, this is exhausting. This I think is the exception, because like when somebody is very conspicuously wrong on most things, that's when dunking is good and fun.
Yeah, well, it's like they have to at least be a communist by in the first place, and these folks are not.
Yeah, there you go. To have leftist infighting, you need all parties involved to be leftist, and I mean, the only left this guy's got is the fucking all the women who've left him throughout. I'm saying he gets no pussy, and that's why he's like this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'd never actually heard pause say anything on a live stream, and I know that they're just sort of picking the worst one, but I didn't realize
it's like any
the degree
streamer,
to which he's
YouTuber,
a terrible
whatever. You don't need to actually pay attention to what they say. What you do is you find the cringe comp, and from there you're set.
Yeah,
because
I
like
mean, it's
You
kind
go
of
in knowing
it's
they're
kind of all
cringe. No, this is the true Chad fucking move right here. You go in knowing they're cringe. You watch the cringe comp and confirm your preconceived biases, which, as we all know, is the coolest thing you can fucking do. That's what I do.
Have you ever seen this guy stream?
Fucking no. Why would I?
Okay.
I have not. I've not seen him stream, but I've watched a few of the cringe comps, and I watched his debate with Dr. Bayer, and it was very bad.
Oh god. Can I put this? Can I play this for you? Just a second.
Go for it. Yeah.
Play me a tune.
Because what I was trying to say,
let me go back to the beginning. Can you hear it?
thought about it, and I was like,
first of all, he sounds like
if
John
the
Trott,
whole idea of feminism is just to attack patriarchs and all forms of male authority, what makes it different from anarchism? What makes it different from any other kind of like fucking wrecker shit that just wants to destroy any independent form of power? Because what I was trying to say is that patriarchy is not actually about women. Believe it or not, it's not about women. A real male authority doesn't really give a fuck what women do. Okay? It's about men. It's about conflicts.
Stop there.
What?
I'm telling you.
Isn't this confusing?
I diagnosed him with gets no bitches.
I didn't. What he said didn't make any sense.
Like that is a meme level understanding of any given number of things mentioned.
No, yeah,
I mean,
no.
He was kind of just kind of saying words too.
Feminism is when women destroy things, and that's why I'm a big fan of it because it's hot.
Yeah.
Hey, that might actually get you going in the right direction.
Yeah, honestly, that's a better explanation than whatever the fuck that guy was saying.
Feminism is when women wear stilettos and crush my dick and balls.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what future communists want.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, that analysis sucks shit.
I just want to get a temperature check on this guy, because I'd never heard anything this guy had done until then. I just make fun of the tweets and the terrible thoughts I see.
The temperature check is room, much like his IQ. Hey.
I love the idea that of course this guy thinks that, we got to be American and communist or some shit, because it's like this guy says that patriarchy is about men, not women, by just being like, it's about dudes being over dudes. And I'm like, so the fact that if you aren't a dude, you are relegated to a secondary class at minimum. So that's not a thing that's happening.
That plays
that
into
about
that at all. Yeah.
Are we sure it's not about those folks too?
No, patriarchy is just about dudes rocking, and anyone who might be left out of rocking is obviously a non-issue.
Yeah, I feel like
it's
this
really
is like
stupid.
This is like watching a roller coaster be dragged up that first hill without ever having been on a roller coaster, and deducing that the roller coaster must drive itself under its own power up the thing because you see it moving around the rest of it.
Obviously it's moving, so yeah, the roller coaster is going up. Duh.
Yeah. Nothing you're saying is exactly wrong, but it's also all wrong.
It's also very wrong in direct ways.
You're not saying anything.
The thing is, he clearly, because like I said, I slogged through the debate with him and Dr. Bayer. And all he had were quotes, but not really in. I mean, they were in they were in context because they said something that Dr. Bayer said. So I guess that's kind of context, but it was pretty bad.
It appeared as though this person could respond to a direct question or thought.
No, I for one love doing epic debate guy stuff, which is going through my opponent's post history and mocking them for that.
Right. But
you think that's ever happened? Wait, do you think that's ever happened in a like high school or like college debate, like a debate club, where someone just like gets tired of their opponent and just starts reading their tweets?
No, but that's a really fucking funny premise. Yeah.
I hope to God. Haas also has the tendency to use the phrase "baizo."
I see.
When referring to, when referring to, I would say probably folks like us, because I guess there is this notion in some parts of Chinese communism that the Western leftists are progressives that are too focused on feminism and LGBT rights. And that's what the term "baizo" means. It means like a white savior, more or less. So that's great that he just
white left.
That he continues to use that phrase. You know, not every Marxist-Leninist from China has it completely right, I would say, and maybe someone who uses that phrase more and more, because there are like LGBT people in China who are also communists who are like, hey, what about us?
Yeah. Right. Well, and this is the thing. It's like, so like, yeah, this guy is just like, yeah, I found a thing that people on Chinese social networks say that doesn't directly it validates me and it doesn't directly attack me, so I'm just going to say it.
Right.
It doesn't.
I mean, like he just like many people, I think, learned about leftism online and then just left it at that.
It's called
actually, unironically, that owns, because now we've got like leftist iFunny guys. That's fucking great.
Oh my God, that's what he is.
Yeah, he's a leftist iFunny guy.
That is a marginal yet legitimate historical political tendency.
So, like,
all they have to do
iFunny guys are just nosballs.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like, you know, you get like your general like political understanding of like level of political understanding of like somebody who uses way too many laughing, crying emojis, right? When they're losing an argument. You know, the kind of fucking person I'm talking about.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, me. No, it's the Joe many liberals does it take to change light bulb, but they're too busy their gender. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's that, but like communists, and it fucking rules.
And for some reason there's a hammer and sickle at the end of that sentence.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and it's great. We can call them a fun nickname like Watermarks or something, because they're just
Watermarks.
They're online.
That's
they always
good.
have the iFunny logo. They're absolute marks when it comes to anything else, and also deliberately not marks spelled in the good way.
Yeah.
Right.
Watermarks, genius.
Yeah. There you go. Watermarxism is the
Cringe.
taking over a couple of Discord servers.
Yeah, look out, folks.
And because that's the other thing that's
occasionally playing main character on Twitter.
Yeah, I think it should be noted that that's actually what the Louisiana Communist Party was talking about. Basically saying, they write, their ugly chauvinistic distortions of Marxism-Leninism have no place in the Communist Party, which is why we take such a hard line against them and do not hesitate to expel Infrahaz's followers when caught. Haas himself is too much of a coward to actually join. And adds, Haas is just upset that we've expelled all of his followers from our club for breaking democratic centralism by participating in fascist collective, quote unquote, which, unlike CPUSA, is incredibly easy to infiltrate, by the way. And yeah, there you go.
Got their ass.
It's all just gonna fall down.
Yeah.
Which is great. They're just gonna get into crypto, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the new big thing.
They're not only into it, they've been waiting for the right time to buy, and it's in a couple of days. You know, maybe last week. It's like right around here. Yeah.
Whenever this episode comes out, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will have.
It's always a good time to buy the dip.
Yeah. Except when it's not a dip.
It's always a good time to buy the lurch. buy the sink. Why not?
The lurch, a California North Pole character.
A Northwoods character.
Yeah, you know.
And if you want the context for
that was the Patreon, right?
If you want
Santa's
context
Village
for that,
thing?
sorry, you got to get onto the Patreon. Sorry, folks. All right, do we want to do the Hogwatch or do we just want to do the Patreon roll call?
Let's talk about some wieners. Yeah, we already alluded to Hogwatch this episode too, so we're kind of obligated.
Yeah, we already said we were going to do it.
By the laws of podcasting, you must.
All right, well, it is the Hogwash. This comes to us from our enemies at Fox Business. Fuck you, Emma Colton.
Yeah, fuck you, Emma.
Musk challenges, quote, liar, who accused him of sexual misconduct to describe private parts. So, for those of you not in the know, surprise to everyone.
I stayed off Twitter for 2 weeks or a week and a half, and oh my god, so much happened. I didn't even hear about the shooting until like another day.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
I still don't actually know what happened. We're a news podcast.
As it turns out, a surprise to absolutely no one. Elon Musk is a gross pervert.
He's a sex pest.
Yeah. And a woman who was a flight attendant on one of his SpaceX flights accused him of sexual misconduct.
Welcome to our new sub podcast, To Catch a Redditor. I might title the show that.
Oh, that's really good. That's really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to inform Charlie and anyone else who doesn't know this, on SpaceX's flights, on a SpaceX flight,
no, I keep it like it was. I like to think that he just does this chronically because he probably does.
Well, yeah. Well, he excused himself to the other room with a flight attendant and asked her to massage him. And she's legally licensed.
Flight attendants.
Well, here's the thing. Flight attendants, SpaceX flight attendants, were encouraged to get massage licenses.
Mm-hmm.
So she was a licensed masseur or masseuse. I forget which one's which. Either way, after some touching of his like pink spongy body, he turns around and uncovers himself with the towel and propositions her for sex. And apparently he paid her up to $250,000 to keep this quiet. Wow. This is probably everyone now suspects this is why he has suddenly started wanting to buy Twitter and is also wanting to vote Republican because unions and class action lawyers run the Democratic Party.
I guess.
According to him.
According to him, yes. Yeah. I want to clarify, you're speaking from Elon Musk's twisty brain.
Yeah, I'm saying that. But okay. So his sudden hard right turn, because he was such a progressive person beforehand.
It's very confusing. I expected so much from him, but now he's not. He's not going to Mars.
You're telling me Elon Musk is a conservative?
He's not. He's not with her. He's never been with her.
He's incredibly without her.
Yeah, the man whose company in California is currently under investigation for racism charges has not been a progressive person whatsoever. Well,
it's not just. I mean, let's just be clear. We've said it on the show before, but this is not racism charges. This is segregation specifically.
Yeah, literally. Like also management at SpaceX, or was it SpaceX or Tesla?
Well, it's segregation
it was
and race specific beatings. Like,
right.
This is not a small thing.
And it was also, I believe they're under investigation now for sexism charges regarding not allowing women to be able to move up in the company.
Yeah.
Oh, they can move up, all right. They can move up to Musk's fucking plane, and hey, that's his response.
Well, Musk's response to this was a challenge to this accuser to describe his dick and balls.
Yeah. Describe for me these raisins 3.
Ew.
So now we know that Musk has a weird dick and ball.
3 of them?
Yeah, one of them's the dick.
Oh,
I see.
We now know that, but because he challenged her to describe his dick and balls, we now know that he has weird dick and balls. Because, why else would you say that?
One worthy of describing, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I think he'd say that no matter what his dick and balls look like, there's something wrong with them.
It's gotta be.
Other than they're
his,
It bends back toward him like a candy cane. He's had to piss on himself his whole life. That's why he's so
That's why he's like that, yeah.
Yeah. You're probably right.
You cracked the case. I mean,
do you think it's stripy like it too? Like he has a dick vein that goes stripy around it?
Yeah, it's like
and that's why they can't do surgery on it, because it'd be too dangerous.
Yeah, they can't cut around it. It's not going to work. They can't split it. They can't open it. There's nothing. It just And also, like, it constantly puts surgeons to sleep because of that hypnotic barbershop pole twirling it does.
Oh yeah, it's just they can't they can't operate on him. Have you? I also want to mention that they use one of the photos of like a SpaceX flight in, I believe, Austin, or like a launch, I should say, in Austin. Why is it that his rockets look like dicks? Like I know
generally do, yeah.
I know in general they're gonna look like cocks, but like, why does this one have to have a gland?
Oh, you know.
Sorry, Dan. I'm sorry to have to introduce you to like Mask Off 2022, Dennis, but everything is just what it is now. Like rockets. The only rockets going up into the sky to fuck space very quickly and poorly. They're all
you want to get up there and
they're all just
you want to get some of that pussy, which is the space
pussy.
Yes. I'm glad everybody else is along for the ride there.
Oh, that's why it's SpaceX. They just inverted the portmanteau.
Space
sex. Yeah, that's
You're probably right.
That's why they're dick rockets. They're just phallic stand-ins for his candy cane manhood.
Candy cane manhood. I love that turn of phrase. That's good. Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, fucking, what else could it be, you know?
I mean,
I love that this is our hack joke. But the Hackett's joke, it's so good.
Because let's be real. Let's be real that Elon Musk's mother, who, like, a couple days before this news came out, was, like, defending him on Twitter because people were being mean to him. Wow. And she tweeted about, like, please stop being mean to my large adult son.
Interesting that I've in all of this research too, I found out that Elon Musk does not follow any women on Twitter, only on Instagram.
Whoa, really?
That's so good.
Like you
just made me feel like 50% safer on Twitter. Thank you.
Oh my god, no, that is douche chills beyond douche chills.
Yeah, apparently he follows no women, including his mom who defended him.
That's extra funny.
That's so bad.
And he only follows women on Instagram, and of course, like a lot of them are like bikini models and things like that. I mean, but whom amongst us is not super horny on Instagram?
Does he still follow Grimes? Is the question.
That's a good question.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I'm so sure.
I mean, she's potentially dating Chelsea Manning right now. So.
Yeah, right. Which, I mean, huge upgrade. I would say.
I mean,
Chelsea, do better, please. But
it's okay to have a rebound, Grimes.
Yeah, I wish it was like someone shitty.
No, but you're all thinking that Grimes is dating Chelsea as a rebound, but Chelsea's dating Grimes as a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, that's 100% my point. Is Chelsea Manning is dating down, no matter what here.
But that's fine.
It's fine. Mm-hmm. She can have a little smells like Penny's GF as a treat.
Do you want to know the hashtag?
Support trans women, Bo.
I support women's rights, but more importantly, what about women's wrongs, like dating Grimes?
Elon Musk now only follows 10 people on Instagram.
Oh my god, he got rid of all of his follows. That's amazing. It's like
also psycho behavior.
How do you like follow people not being aware that other people can see that?
I really don't know.
The man has not been aware of a single thing his entire goddamn life. He's not going to start with Instagram followers.
I can forgive us. We're not the owners of a social media company.
Right.
Maybe we wouldn't know.
Not yet.
Nor will he probably be. The way things are going.
Do you want to know the hashtags that he follows on Instagram? Because you can follow hashtags.
Oh, that's right. You can.
It's just Gamergate.
Is it let's see. Hashtag bisexual, hashtag weekend, hashtag wake and bake, hashtag
you are painting a picture of a much cooler Elon Musk.
I feel like that's all for the Finsta.
So he doesn't follow hashtag pert breasts?
No, I will read them to you.
Okay.
I like the use of the word pert, by the way. That's a very specific adjective.
Yeah, like a guy is scum if the thing he likes about breasts is that they're pert.
Yeah, just specifically that quality. Like, not like, I don't like perky boobs. I don't like, fucking like, what are some synonyms here? I don't like any of those. Specifically pert.
Yeah, I want to feel like a Diglett has just barely poked its head above the ground.
Oh my gosh. So let me go through these hashtags. There's not very many of them.
All right,
thankfully.
tell me the hashtags.
Quote of the day, inspirations, success tips, mindset matters, inspirational quotes.
I know the ones I was worried about.
Spread positivity, Tesla, SpaceX, Elon Musk news. Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk's. Elon Musk is my hero. Elon Musk fan. Elon Musk meme. Elon Musk for president. Elon Musk.
He just follows himself.
Fucking dummy.
I should have guessed he just follows himself.
Yep.
Of course.
Why? Yeah. Why would he follow anyone else? He hates those people.
Mm-hmm. He thinks you are the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Which, like, I am, but for cool reasons, you know?
That's because you're scuzzy.
I'm scuzzy. Got them scuzzy vibes.
Yeah, you're the one following like hashtag wake and bake, hashtag like mail faces.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Bo, we need to have a conversation.
Listen, I will throw out my mountain of natty cans when I don't know. I don't have the rest of that bit.
No, nope.
I was just kind of assaulted by the mental like toll of imagining living in a home full of natty cans. You know, like you see online,
or like those
houses, those apartments just full of shit.
Yeah, those brown plastic bottles of Natty Light.
Ugh, gotta love it.
Ugh. Well, if you made it this far, we want to thank you for being a true comrade. Yeah. But thank you.
We are truly the natural light of podcasts. You gotta love us.
No, you don't.
Yes, they do.
We want to thank.
No, if the Naz in Nazbol stood for natural light, I'm gonna cut that bit short.
Yes.
Natural light.
Well, we want to thank specifically Philip, Jacob, K, CJ, Drew, Nicole, Pizza Pos, Comrade Kametka, Alan S, Cody, Kira, Jen, Knightley, Julian, Julia, Dylan, Samantha, EMD, ASM Marxist, Jack, Broobs, Lizzie, the brilliant Dr. Fly, Alex, Olive Lotion Wizard, Jorge, Succulents, Fricasseed, Alan D, Tyler, Malwin, Eli, Rufus, not a mole rat, Bite Size Podcast, Tim, Scott, and the Warlock Phosphorus. Thank you all so very much.
Yeah,
indeed.
Everyone rocks.
I have some announcements, which is great because it's summertime, so guess what? I'm working less, which means I can do more stuff.
We're doing a live show.
Yeah, no,
we're not. Jesus Christ,
not today. But
you think we got traveling money? Come on.
What we are doing,
all these shows live.
What we are doing is we have a new Dolphins and Garages series coming out soon. Our old one is still around. It's just on a hiatus because it's kind of not easy for a college student to DM a podcast. It's very difficult.
Yeah, of course, the biggest, I've said it a million times before, the biggest fucking monster in any D&D game is always going to be scheduling.
Mm-hmm. I will be Minecrafting stream thing. I will be doing a Minecraft stream this summer, like a summer season of it. Should be fun. I haven't nailed down a day yet for that, so be on the lookout on Twitter and on our Discord. And I'm also going to be doing some writing and doing some more scripted stuff this summer, so be on the lookout for those things. Those will probably be on the Patreon first for kind of a long time before they get out onto the main show. But patrons, be on the lookout.
Cool.
But anyone else have announcements?
I don't know. I threw out my back yesterday, so thanks for waiting on my release schedule. I don't feel good. No, that's about what's happening in my life. Gosh.
All right. Well, if you want to join in on the Minecraft stream, just let me know. Zach and I are going to be working on hopefully making it a server because we still have those, so maybe people can jump on.
That'd be fun.
We want to build an underground base. That'll be fun.
That will be fun. That's very cool.
What were you going to say?
Oh, if you want to know how to throw out your back, just DM me. I'll give you some real bad exercises to do.
Oh, I thought you were... That makes it sound like you're going to go fuck them, like, really hard until their back is blown out.
If you want to throw your back, DM me.
Wow.
I got a bad dragon with your name on it.
What decade was the last one to say something that horrifying? Like,
girl, like, where are you? Where have you been? People are talking about getting their backs blown out, like, all over the place on Twitter.
Back walls
No, they are talking about their backs being blown out because they're being fucked so hard. Not their back walls. They're saying, my back.
Oh, I'm not picking up on that one. Is this a gay Twitter thing?
I think it's just having anal sex Twitter thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely not on anal sex Twitter because like Twitter I'm on, anal sex is just sort of a thing people could also do. I'm on sex Twitter.
Also, one of the hashtags Elon Musk is following.
Anal sex Twitter.
Anal sex Twitter. Yes.
libs of anal Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely an account you could make.
All right, buckle up. Chuckle fucks. We're here to talk about consent and the sphincter.
Yep. And on that note,
which is actually important.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
It is. Yes.
Stay tuned for that. Bye.
Bye.